What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another exciting episode of No Cap Tomatoes, where we take the cap out of those Rotten Tomato scores. As always, I'm your host, Shabazz, joined with his very lovely fiance, Angie.
What's up, good people?
This week, we actually had a really, really special weekend. This weekend was, we celebrated my birthday, so my family was nice enough to take me out to see a movie that Angie and I have actually seen. Have we seen every single?
We have. We saw the last one in theaters.
I think we saw all of them in theaters, if I'm not mistaken. Or did we only see the?
Or you put me onto them after you had already seen them in theaters.
Oh yes, I saw the first two in theaters, and we saw the last one in theaters. So
together, yeah.
We've been following this series, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and I just want to say off the back, I have loved this reboot, or how they say it in Scream. The requels. The requels,
yep.
This has been one of my favorite requels as of late. I've loved all of them. I'm such a fanboy for the series. I love the way they name them. So I think the first one, it was Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Then Dawn.
Then Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Then War for the Planet of the Apes. And now this one is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So it was really, really exciting movie. It was probably the biggest movie opening this weekend. Just checking it out on Wikipedia right now, seeing how it did. So it had a production or a budget of $160 million. And actually, surprisingly, I don't know if this is just domestic or not, but it's only sitting at about $129 million. I'm not sure if that's domestic or not. Again, those numbers are just pulled straight off Wikipedia. But it's supposed to be the movie of the weekend. And I'm sure when the weekend numbers come out, it'll have done pretty well. I've heard a lot of people talking about it. But just in case you didn't see it or didn't get a chance to check it out yet, Angie, why don't you give them a quick rundown of what happened, a little bit of backlog maybe, set them up. It's odd. You don't usually see, I feel like movies are usually told, it's like, I almost said trequels. Is that a word?
No, trequels is not a word. I think the word you're looking for is trilogy.
In trilogies, right. In trilogies. That's what I said. Trequels, trilogies. I can't shake trilogies. That it was strange to me because I didn't really feel like War for the Planet of the Apes really left us somewhere where we needed a sequel. I was happy when they announced it, but I didn't really think this movie was going to come out. Yeah,
I thought it was over.
Yeah, me too. Why don't you give them a quick rundown? Like, so what happened in all of them? How do we get here? How do we get to this point in this fourth movie?
All right, here's a quick breakdown. They start us off with a clan, and it's after, they say it's several generations after Caesar's clan.
Oh no, you don't think we should take them back?
Back where?
Like how did, give them a rundown? Remember my mom at dinner yesterday? Like, what if they haven't seen it in a minute, or they haven't
seen the whole 3 movies? Okay.
Wow, no judgment, audience. If you haven't, you
what are you doing here?
What are you doing here? If you haven't seen the movies, maybe they just got roped into it. Maybe they went to celebrate a birthday. You do it here. Yeah, you don't have to.
All right. So if you need a recap from the first round, okay. The basic plot of the entire series is that there was a scientist who developed a virus trying to fight Alzheimer's disease.
James Franco, just for the record. I think it's important that they don't know the scientist is James. James Franco plays Anthony Fauci, more or less.
And he ends up making a super contagious virus that they call the simian flu that, sadly enough, does not cure Alzheimer's, but it is detrimental to humankind and kills the population rather quickly.
Yeah, it's spread. It makes them. It's very convenient. It's a great convenient plot point. This virus. It both makes humans revert back to primitive beasts, but it simultaneously also dramatically increases the intelligence of these apes.
Yeah.
The original trilogy is more or less the Exodus story. Like, he's named Caesar, but his character to me is very much a Moses-esque character. He takes them from bondage, all forms of bondage, right? In the first movie, they literally are in cages as pets, right? Mm-hmm. It's a big motif. They're wearing leashes. All the way to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, where they've tried to start their own civilizations, but they want to be free, and he literally gets them across the finish line, even though he gets shot, tragically in the first one. He gets them there to the promised land where they can finally be their own people. I'll be honest, I don't like doing a lot of research for movies before I watch them, only in so much so, like, the backstory, because I don't want to spoil them. I've had too many good movies spoiled for me. I thought this was going to pick up with Cornelius's life. Like, that was the whole thing was, and correct me if I'm wrong, for my Planet of the Ape heads, that sounds wrong. My Planet of the Ape heads. But I think the original movies were about Cornelius's reign as, like, the head ape of Planet of the Apes. So I thought this fourth movie just naturally made sense. So it'd be like, okay, what's Cornelius doing? But that's the first, I guess, major thing, or the Kingdom of Planet of the Apes you have to understand is this movie takes place. It doesn't never give us
several generations after. They don't give us a specific time.
Right. So we don't. So it's several. They start with Caesar's burial or his burning, but it just skips ahead. It says many generations when the story starts. So I don't know if it's been 10 years, 15 years.
It looks like it's been like multiple decades, I would assume.
The writer's like, yeah, it's been many generations.
Right, because and we're getting there, but this is the first time we see apes that are not at all related to Caesar. So they start us off with, we meet a new clan. It's Noah. They tell us that this chimpanzee is risking his life to get eagle eggs, and we find out his clan specializes in being able to sing to eagles, and it's pretty clever actually. They can get them to hunt fish, and they make like a smoked fish house. But
it was straight up, and that's why this was straight up Avatar. Like they were bonding, yeah.
They had a bonding ceremony with the birds,
with the legendary birds, and that's when I was first kind of like.
And the bird has to choose you.
The bird has to. I was like, the left eyebrow went up. Cause I was like, all right, I'm with you. The bonding ceremonies, legendary birds, all right.
But there starts to be almost immediately there's signs of trouble because Noah notices that something or someone is following him, and as the audience we suspect it's a human, but we never quite get to see it until he chases whatever he thinks it is into like past their safe zone, and he finds out that there's been a raid. There's a bunch of other apes that aren't part of his clan that start killing his clan.
Well, and they did the classic trope where the father's like, oh, it's just the Mufasa. Everything the light touches is our kingdom. But what's that dark shadowy place, father? We never go there. You must never go to the elephant graveyard. Like, they do that in all the movies. They did it in Finding Nemo. They did it here. Like, you can't go to this forbidden area. But to this kid's, first of all, for a fact, it's just a hero's journey, right? Something's going to call him outside of his ordinary world. That has to happen.
That's true.
But this one was stark. Like, he steps outside, like, so his egg gets crushed, right, by the echo. They call it humans echoes in this movie, I guess. Would you say?
And humans have gotten so primitive they don't even speak anymore.
They're basically
they just kind of scurry. They call them scavengers.
They're echoes, right?
Yeah,
echoes.
They call them
because they can't even. They don't even speak. The roles are based. They're more the animal than the apes are in this world. It literally is the planet.
They're kind of disgusted by us,
right? It's finally become the planet of the apes. Mm-hmm. But. This shot of the elephant graveyard scene where he goes looking for his egg and he crosses into the unknown world for the first time. Let's just say
you thought the stakes were too high.
Yeah, the stakes were high.
I think you said they didn't really explain to him what would happen if he left those walls.
Like, something. When he's a teenager, he doesn't think bad's gonna happen. But
don't leave this area. Okay, Dad.
Okay, Dad. What's the worst that could happen? I could be brutally bludgeoned by a giant ape in front of you while you and all your clansmen are kidnapped, harassed,
and the village is set on fire
in moments, literally in minutes of him crossing over. I just didn't feel like this teen boy, what's his name, Noah, really got the fair shake. Because I'm not gonna lie, y'all, some of these scenes, like, they were like, I had to look away. It was hard. Did he break his dad's spine? Did he beat his? What's the guy, Sylvia?
There was one. We don't know his name. His sacrifice, but yeah, the Silva, one of the big apes. He's kind of portrayed to be like a second in command. But he just rips out some chimp's spine.
Yeah, he just literally just tears it out right on screen. And again, Noah, you gotta feel for the guy already, because like, whoa, this ish got serious quick, real quick. Literally ripped his spine down. I was like, okay, this movie, I'm in. This movie's gonna be something. I don't know.
Yeah, and then we kind of think it's over for Noah because he gets...
It's the first 15 minutes.
The
movie just started. I was like, Jesus, things have gotten way worse.
He kind of gets in the squirrel where he's trying to fight off this, like I said, giant dominant ape who's trying to kill his dad. And his dad gets killed, and then Noah falls off, like, how many feet in the air would that be? That was, like, outrageous.
Oh, when he gets it reminded me of what you said about, what would you say, Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
He's always either scaling or falling off something. I feel like literally every single movie we've seen Caesar or someone plummet.
Of course.
Multiple miles. This one no different. Yes, he falls out of the tree.
To what should have been certain death, but he's just he's just fine.
He just
kind of rolls over. It's like, oof.
Ooh, that hurt.
That one hurt. But when he wakes up,
a la John Wick.
Basically, but when he comes to, everyone from the village is gone. Everything's been burned to the ground, and he kind of has a burial for his father, and he promises him that he's gonna basically avenge his death and get everybody come back. He meets a orangutan who is not Maurice.
Yeah, and that will be his name for my good listeners. He is not Maurice, because I don't. His
name is Raka.
Raka, aka henceforth known as not Maurice. Because come on, bro, how do you go from the OG? And it's not even his fault. It's like, I feel like he was in the same position Jared Leto was in after Heath Ledger's performance. It was just like, yo, Maurice is
you
dope.
could see that would be Maurice's great grandson, because he was...
No, this guy was a lame.
His job was basically like a keeper of the crypt. He was like, he had the culty necklace, he's carrying the books.
But Maurice, I felt like when Maurice did it, it was just smoother.
Maurice was pretty smooth.
He was same role, but I feel like Maurice didn't make me feel like I was learning.
So basically, Raka tells him that those apes who invaded and killed his clan, the chimps in his clan, are part of Caesar's clan, but that they've strayed away from Caesar's noble teachings, because, you know, Caesar was very fair and just, and he actually liked the humans.
His whole thing was never, that was like his big thing. Apes don't kill, was it apes together strong? Mm-hmm. Ape no kill ape.
Yes.
So, like, they really lost the recipe. What did you think about the whole, the window motif? Like, I think that was the first time I really noticed it. They showed it in his Caesar's funeral. Remember, you were like, when did they teach these apes the finer workings of Viking lore? Like, to have that burning ritual. I don't know when they picked up that, but I did like how did you think the
I thought
whole
that was
window
really
thing?
cool, because we saw in the first movie, even only because we watched it recently, when Caesar is in prison in the first movie, he does draw that window as a reminder while he's, you know, in the animal control shelter. So I thought it was a nice callback to show that it was a sign of hope, because that's what it had been for him. It was freedom.
I didn't take it like, you know, I took it for the humans. I didn't see it that way. You remember in Rise to the Planet of the Apes when James Franco Fauci comes to he thinks he's coming to free him, but he basically tells him he can't free him, and Caesar gets all upset, and he wipes he does wipe it away. Wipes it away. I thought that was him rejecting. He's lost all hope. I thought it was him rejecting mankind. He lost hope that it was ever going to be there. It's a symbol of hope.
That's how I took it. No, but you can also see it as a.
No, I think you're. That makes 100% way. That makes way more sense. It's a symbol of hope, right? It's just the cross, right? It's supposed to be a symbol of like things can get better. There's always like longing out there. The sun's always out there. You always go to the next horizon. Mm-hmm. No, I like that. It just at first I didn't. I mean, I saw it and I thought it was kind of hokey, not hokey, but I just noticed that he had when Raka or not Maurice had the necklace, the Caesar piece.
Yeah, his Caesar piece, for real.
Yeah. It was the first time I was like, okay, they're making this a thing, but I didn't really have an opinion about it. But I like it. I like it now. I think that's dope.
The three of them, Noah, Raka, and the human woman who is actually called. They name her. It's so offensive. They give her a pet name. They're like, let's call her Nova. We'll keep her around. She's cute.
We call all the humans Nova, which is a callback to War for the Planet of the Apes when they named when Maurice, the real Maurice, names his mute girl Nova. But I love that because they kept driving home the fact like these are animals to us. It was basically a pet. Like, oh, we'll name it a Nova, or we'll name her Nova. And I remember Raka's reaction when he found the when Raka finds out that what's this, May?
May, yeah, she says her name is May.
She says her name is May. When Raka, that was one of the highlights of the movie for me. When Raka finds out that May can actually talk, his mouth it's the same thing when humans first see the apes can talk. I love it because like, dang,
yeah, I had flipped.
That's how far we've fallen. that these apes are like he's literally mouth ajar. That this girl can say her own name. We've come that's how far humanity has
fallen. Sad time. So there's a evil king who actually is a descendant of Caesar. Well, we think.
Is that confirmed? I thought you just said that.
Everything he says when he takes their clan and everything he does, he claims it's for Caesar, but it's not confirmed that he's actually like a descendant from Caesar directly, but definitely was part of the clan. But we know from the other movies that people have used Caesar's names for political gain before.
I was just thinking, do it for Koba, right?
Right.
Do it for Caesar.
Mm-hmm. Because Caesar was so beloved. So we find out that the reason they're doing this is because this King Proximus.
I think his name is literally Proximus Caesar, isn't it? The next Caesar. I think his full name is literally Proximus Caesar.
That's funny.
On the nose, right? Proximus Caesar. I'm pretty sure that's what they say.
He's basically been going out there and capturing other apes because he needs a constant source of slave labor to open these giant welded shut metal doors from a former human encampment.
You had me dying last night when you were like, oh God, no, they're not slaves again, are they?
They are slaves again. Yeah, I thought it was a little deja vu, but
have they not been enslaved in every movie? When they were enslaved in the first movie as test subjects. Mm-hmm. Then I know Koba got pissed off because he felt like Caesar was subjugating them to the humans, like having them do the manual labor for them. Mm-hmm. But then they were actually used as what they called them, donkeys.
Yeah, in the previous movie before this, they were definitely slaves.
But you just had me dying. You're like, oh God, no, not again.
Not again.
Not
this
slaves
time
again.
By their own people, which is so messed up.
Slaves one more time.
Yeah.
It was right around when they got to the kingdom, I started getting a little nervous. Where I was like, where are they going with this? Because, I don't know, whenever you have, like, the secret vault, we have to get inside. I felt like there were several times in this movie where I was like, didn't they do this already? Weren't they trying to, like, find some secret base in the last movie to try to find... What was the whole point of the last movie? What were they were in the bunker for something? What were they forcing the apes to look for? Weren't they searching for something in the last movie?
They were searching for something.
Like, I feel like in the second movie, weren't they trying to find the generator?
Yes.
It's like the... maybe it's like one of those things I just don't get it, but I don't know. There were several moments where I was like, all right, haven't we done this before?
I see what you mean, but I mean that is the story of the entire series. It's literally humans versus ape. It's always the humans struggling to. Actually, this time it kind of was flipped. It was the apes this time trying to get something the humans wanted.
Yes, but and to that I can appreciate. That I can appreciate. I thought they did a really good job of driving home that, like, the apes basically become humans. We're watching them evolve, devolve, depending on how you do it.
Evolution.
Leave me alone.
That was the word that the King Proximus kept saying. And he made it sound evil, especially.
Right, because we made the E drag out, but that wasn't law. I like that. I thought that was a really cool motif. I don't know. I just thought the way they were going by it, when like, oh, he would get into this secret vault, I started yawning. I was like, oh God, they're gonna get into this secret vault. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an old curmudgeon-y man, but they started losing me there. I have not looked at the Rotten Tomato scores. Neither have you. Have you?
No.
Okay, so we both don't have it. Let's get to the heart of the matter. Mm-hmm. That was Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, fourth installment of this whole requel series. What are you giving it? Let's see if these tomato scores are calf or not.
I had a good time, honestly. We have different takes on here, so it'll be interesting to see what your rating is, but I really enjoyed it. I would give it an 85.
85?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. I remember as soon as the movie ended, I think I was fighting to stay awake 40 minutes in. I was so happy. I won't lie. I gave it a lot of goodwill because I was just so happy to be back in the universe. I was so happy to be back. They had so much goodwill for me that I was just so happy to be there. But I gotta be honest, I thought it was kind of a struggle to get through particularly once they got to the Proximus's kingdom. I don't know. I didn't really feel compelled by any of the storylines, and so I'm trying to check for just being a fanboy. I'm openly a fanboy of the Planet of the Apes series. I definitely like this one the least, so I would probably give it. If it were any other movie, I honestly would give it a 70, but I think I would go 75. I thought it was really fun to watch. I enjoyed seeing it, but I just felt like at the end of the day, I don't know. It just felt meh. It just felt like I feel like it jumped the shark. It's like
you feel like it was too long? What would you have changed?
I almost don't even feel like it's the movie's fault. I feel like the story was already told, and I feel like they just hopped in at a random moment. And so I almost don't even feel like it was the movie's fault. I just I don't know. There were several moments like, didn't we do this already? Haven't we done this? Okay, they're trying to talk to each other on the satellites again. Weren't they trying to talk to each other in the movie before that? Is that the cycle? It's just going to be an increasingly shorter amount of people or a smaller amount of people trying to find each other. I don't know. I don't even think it was the movie's fault. I just felt like it felt fifth season of The Wire where I was really excited just to be back in the universe, but I didn't feel like they really had much to say. I don't know. I don't feel like it really went anywhere. I'm not necessarily like craving to see 5 like I was craving to see the other ones.
I see. Yeah, I mean, it does get a little repetitive because the plot is always going to be humans versus apes.
Yeah. I don't know, 75 is... No, I'll give it 77. Like, I was happy to see it. There was nothing wrong... Because I can't even say what was wrong. Nothing was wrong with the movie. It just was...
Okay.
It was just there.
Let's see what the real reviews say.
Let's see what it is. Let's look it up right now. Let's give it a review. Let's give it a look-see here to see if these tomato scores are capped or not. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, it currently is sitting at a critical score of 81%. 81%. So I said what, 77 is what I ultimately do it? It's sitting at 81%. You said what?
85.
85. So let's see. I was off by 4. And you were off by 4. Yeah.
All right.
So I guess that by definition means it cannot be capped because it was right in between. They agreed. Let's see. The critical consensus was carving out a new era for the Planet of the Apes with lovable characters and rich visuals. I would agree with both. Like they were, nothing was offensive to me. It just felt like it was just there. Kingdom doesn't take the crown as the best of the franchise, but handily justifies its continued reign. Yeah, let's say I would tell someone they should see it. It was fun. It was just there. But again, people, those are just our humble opinions, just two buppies in the suburbs. What did you all think? Were these tomatoes capped or were they right on the money? Let us know in the comment section. We always love to hear it. And keep looking out for awesome content. We're really excited. Got a lot of good episodes coming up soon. What do we got coming? We got
a lot of good movies coming out. The Strangers,
Mufasa, and then there was another movie we were excited for. Oh, Furiosa. Oh, the Mad Max one. So yeah. A lot of good options coming out. But we always love to know the most fun for us. We love talking about movies. We enjoy it. We're just regular folk, but we love hearing what you guys think as well. What did you guys think about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? Were you a fan? Are you excited for the 5th one? Let us know. And until next time, I'm Shabazz. This is my girl Angie. We're No Cap Tomatoes. And until next week, peace.